So I see these guys, sometimes I do some auditions for Disney where I work, and I'll see guys come in from the drum corps, and they come into an audition and they can't read cut time, they can't do swing, they can't change styles, they can't interpret music. I mean, they can play a bunch of hard stuff, and you know, which I like because I still teach all that stuff. But I think applying it into the music thing, the way drum corps is right now, it's got lost a little bit, and that's probably the only thing that bugs me. But I still like it. I mean, like when I go check it out, I mean, it's pretty amazing with the development of the whole marching visual thing, what the demands are on the drummers right now, especially on the field and the fifth for that much as far as tempos. When I marched, you could have like a concert where you could just stop, just play a chart, and I kind of like that, but you could never do that now. And everything's from 160 to 200 beats a minute. And what happens is the tempo is going so fast that it limits the type of things you can play because there's only so many things that fit in that, and so everybody starts to sound like a whole bunch of 16ths to me. Paradiddle-diddles, that is. Like, I go, yeah, that's cool. And then, you know, I watched it a couple years ago, and then, you know, I'll see it today, and it's going to be the same job, so it's all good. And we've already raped every other single musical idea that we could possibly bring in the drum corps, from Latin to, I think Devils are playing on a bunch of taiko drums this year, and, you know, bringing in drum sets and tune gongs, or, you know, whatever the heck it is to try to make our stuff more interesting. But when I look at it, to me, man, it's kind of weird when I turn my head because there's echo. Do I sound all right on this? I'm a bad speaker, man, and I have crappy English, so don't talk as I talk as you should. There's so many weird things as far as the chords go that I'm going to see them today, but it's still going to be, if I put on a video from 1970, when you look at the field, I still see snare, tenor, bass, cymbals. You know, and I'm going to look out there today, and you're going to see snare, tenor, bass, cymbals, and you can call it any way you want, but basically that kind of structure has stayed forever. People have tried to go all Latin or you know, try to do some kind of thing, but there's something about this configuration of sound that I like, and it seems like a whole lot of people like, and the drum companies have obviously bought into it in order to make all this stuff. So hopefully I'll see something different today. I don't know. I haven't seen anything different for a while. I've been waiting for somebody to do something crazy. But usually the only way you can do something crazy is if you're winning and you're not afraid of losing, and then you'll take a chance. And I got to do that maybe twice in my life. You know, where I got to play around with electronics before they were even vogue, like back in '84 and stuff like that. But when you're under pressure to win, whether you're a football coach or you're whatever, it's hard to be creative because fear kind of controls your life. Okay, with that, what I want to do is I want to have these guys maybe run through their whole thing one time, and then we're going to hand out like a bunch of stuff fast because I know it's starting to pretty much get hot. But I'd like to have you guys maybe have a couple questions for the staff here about how to run stuff so that they can give you some input, and maybe as the players, because I think you're doing a great job. So it's all yours, however you want to run it. Thanks for letting me wrap off. I hope you guys got the, since we broke some things down, I don't know if your eyes were kind of darting around, but like once you kind of notice what one section's doing, usually if you're just listening to the whole ensemble, kind of like eating a Big Mac, like you know there's food in there, but you can't really discern what it is. Even though you know there's like meat and stuff, it's just some kind of homogeneous garbage. But this way, hopefully nobody works at McDonald's. I love McDonald's. Just kidding. Just not Big Macs. But anyhow, this is not the Big Mac ensemble. You can hear really individual voices well, and it all kind of blends together. You can pick out the lettuce and the tomatoes and the secret sauce and all that other kind of stuff. So that's cool. So try to listen to the next pieces with that in mind as far as the writing, because I think it's a good look into the mind of the arranger. There you go. Let's see, just a quick recap. This is my own brain as far as I was working with these guys. It's a big line, right? I mean, I think for any standards, just a lot of people. But for me, for the amount of bodies that I got, I'm standing about 2 feet from them. I don't get enough impact. So for me, I expect like maybe they're trying to balance the horns as far as the riding goes, but I think that they need just a little bit more animal aggressiveness on the stuff that's really supposed to be in your face, and maybe that's going to come. I'm not sure if it's their nature or not. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you gotta just throw the lambs in with the tigers and just say, go for it, Holmes. You gotta fight it out. But I think even sometimes when they're doing the high sticking thing, I'm getting the viz, but I'm not getting the power. So I don't feel it enough to where I just want to jump up and say, oh man, that's cool, And then if you're going to move them back another 30 yards and maybe put them behind some horns, then it kind of starts to come down a little bit more. So I think from an overall thing, when I looked at the program, I thought that they needed to expand their technique a little bit as far as the different types of stuff that they played on the instruments to kind of upgrade it, whether they put it in the show or not, just to kind of challenge your chops a little bit more. I think the pit needs to just work on just a little bit more height and volume, and probably have be the model as far as she's got a really good stroke, gets a really full sound without any kind of miking. Also think that from just a personality standpoint, we could probably like maybe try to turn it up a notch and try to emote.